Is that the one that has protein in it?
No, it's just something.
Yeah, sperm.
Was talking about like mustache hair.
Let's fucking go.
I was at my house. My sister asked her friend.
Drink my naked. Welcome to Best There Is podcast. I don't know why you always cheese when I say that.
Because you gotta smile at the camera. Be happy, Ernie.
We're
Stop being the depressed
I'm depressed. I'm amped. Life's great. The economy's great. GameStop's going through the roof. AMC theaters, for some reason, is going through the roof. And we're talking about world stuff, and I was fascinated by your claims of you're a flat Earth believer.
Yes, Ernie. I believe the whole world is flat. Like
I don't even get.
I don't understand that.
I don't even get how they believe it's real. To be honest with you,
That the world's flat.
yeah,
It's because it's different.
yeah, but
It's a phenomenon that happens in history where people start to believe.
oh
the
yeah,
wrong
Declan's
things
here
just
and
'cause
Lucas and me, but Declan always I want to be the side guy, so Declan's over there, even though he's.
I'm in the sidecar. Can we call it the sidecar?
I don't know about that yet.
Okay,
You have to earn
workshop that.
I think we need cooler ideas than that to get people to watch.
Okay.
I think
Can we put him in an actual sidecar?
Yeah.
I think that if we have,
You know what?
If we have a set, we could have that.
Let's
but
buy a little kid, like Tonka.
Why don't you just buy?
No, because I can't fit in the.
Why-
Yeah, you can.
No, I
bet you can.
Declan can't.
Get him in there.
If we had an actual like place to do stuff, we could invest into buying a old sidecar and just put it in
Get
there.
refurbished and just.
Yeah. Get it,
have a desk there,
get it all
whatnot,
done
so you
and
can
like
go there.
build onto it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure one of us is capable of building something.
That seemed too hard. Just
No, we would know.
Unlike a relationship or feelings, we might be able to build actual
All right. So what are we
set
talking
pieces. We're talking about how the moon landing didn't happen. No, I don't know. I feel bad because people that like, if you don't believe in the moon landing not happening, all of a sudden you're a crazy person, and people look at you like you're fucking either not patriotic, which I don't get it, just because there's a flag in it, or you're just really stupid.
We landed on the moon.
Yeah, but I think it's a fair thing to think. I'm probably 80% sure we land on the moon, but I leave a
I'm
little
gonna
room.
argue with you and convince you to be 70% sure.
I'm pretty, open to hear people's discussions of why not. This one lady I saw does her own TikToks where all the reasons why, and she has like in part 3 or I had 2 fingers up.
The most official media.
Yeah, but it's an older lady too. She's like a 50-year-old lady. She's like part 3 on why
truthful kind of people.
On why the moon landing was real. And I was like, man, she's throwing out some
why it was
facts.
real or fake?
Real.
Oh.
So she threw out facts where I was like, yeah, that's true. That's true. So I mean, I believe that,
believe it if I see it. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't give a fuck. Like, we didn't benefit from it. To me, it's just.
Do you believe we've been to space?
Huh?
You believe we've been to space?
Oh fuck yeah.
Okay. Why would we have not gone to the moon?
Why wouldn't we go any other places though?
No, that's just I'm just posing a question for conversation's sake. Why would we have not gone to the moon?
Because there's nothing there for us.
Okay. But
Or we could have gone there sooner
you
than
still
we
have to
did.
explore it, right?
But like by now, don't you think we
Sure.
would have went there again?
But then we discovered there's nothing useful because we went there.
We didn't have, again. How big is the moon? I mean, the moon is small, pretty small to Earth, right?
Well, but most of the moon is covered by darkness, so you don't get to see a lot of the moon.
Well, wouldn't you think we'd prep it like
No,
Armageddon, and
people
we would?
can't walk on that. You can't exist on that side of it. It's so cold and barren. Like most.
I don't know. We got a rover on Mars that died.
But that's why they always say
for
the dark
our
side of the
sins.
moon is because nobody's ever been on the dark side of the moon.
What if there's all kinds of crazy shit going on there?
That's what people were saying. It's maybe that we don't go back. I'm more of the belief that there's something on the moon, that we landed on the moon, and that there's something on the moon. I'm more behind that theory.
You know who was on the moon? Rita Repulsa.
No, you know who's on the moon?
And humans.
No, Transformers.
So Transformers and
Or
humans and
there's,
Rita Repulsa.
There's
It's
this
pretty dope.
Really,
it's like
really
an 80s Wonderland down there.
bad B movie that's about this weird organism that lives on the moon and astronauts get it, infects them, they go back to Earth. It's like first person view. Because they went to the dark side of the
It's a B movie though?
Yeah.
It's a movie about bees.
It was on Netflix a long time ago. Netflix has changed their repertoire, so it doesn't always list all B movies and things like that.
Get all
I
French.
think it's called like Apollo 11 or Apollo 21.
No Go.
Something like that.
I mean, I think it's interesting, but I think again, why don't? That's weird. I mean, that's actually.
I like
that's
found footage.
I did until everyone fucking did it, but that seems like a good idea though, like to do for a movie, but it's just how you execute it. And I love Cloverfield, by the way.
I like 10 Cloverfield Lane though too.
See, I couldn't get into any of those, but I don't know with the whole moon thing. I think it's. I don't know why we're talking about the moon. It's not even in subject of the news or anything, but this is our random thoughts.
Why we're talking about the moon? Because we're gonna steal.
You know how big the moon was made a long time ago?
How big what?
Because the moon's supposed to be like going away from us. Imagine like millions of years ago, the moon's like just there, big ass fucking thing.
I
don't imagine it's that.
I don't think it was ever that
different.
close.
I don't know.
Not in habitable Earth. Habitable Earth.
I don't think we were ever able to touch it. Like with the ladder.
The moon? You think we're gonna get the moon with a ladder?
With a ladder. Like, I just need a real tall one.
Dude.
Like one that Jeff Hardy jumps off of. I just need one of those.
Every time.
Kids in South Park trying to build a ladder to heaven.
To heaven. I just watched the episode the other day. So
every time there's a TV show or movie with like you've seen those elevators to the moon? How would an elevator to the moon ever work? The moon would have to rotate with that. It would always have to be on
well, the Earth's
scene,
rotating too, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. So if they're connected by a thing, they'd rotate.
I see myself getting sick now. It hurts my stomach thinking about it.
like
the ride of like where you're going. So I think like going up with the escalator and then trying to catch the right time to step onto it. I would just vomit. Like I put on the I put on the VR. The VR.
I just vomit. Dude.
I was defeated. Put on the VR for the Star Wars game, and everyone's like, "Oh, you gotta try." The other night, my brother and them were like,
"You died.
You gotta try the VR." Like, I forgot what it was.
And a panic attack.
I didn't do it. No, what it did though?
You didn't do it?
No, I
was give him a panic attack.
I was there for a quick visit, dude. I didn't want to get.
You didn't want to get.
I would have. I didn't want. Let's go.
I didn't want to fuck up my life. My friend brought it to the shop, and you're in the Star Wars one, and you're like in the cockpit. If you look over, you just see an abyss of space, and it's the most like gross feeling I had. Like, ugh, like you're just like.
Imagine if you got launched out.
Yeah, and it's just darkness and like scary. Ew.
Darkness.
Hey, if you were floating in space,
would anyone hear you scream?
Would you wait until you starve yourself, or would you just at some point fucking pop it?
What?
If you were just floating in space,
virginity?
Oh, I would just.
Would you just like pop it and end it, or just go that route, or would you just wait until you starved and?
I think I just waited. I'm
just float. Just like
that's like people in the water that get stranded way deep out. Like I seen this video of a guy on the phone and he's like telling people buying stuff. He's like, I've been waving for like,
but the thing is like
days.
Space.
No one can hear you scream.
You're not gonna get rescued.
Don't look at me.
And you're not gonna survive that. Well, like if you're on the water, you have to
give me a scenario. How the fuck did I just like?
So what? What's the scenario?
Yeah, like, was I with the Fantastic Four and all of a sudden they just open up the hatch and like, see ya, fucker.
Sure, yeah.
I'm just like,
yeah, you're not that, yeah, we'll go with that.
So I
would swim back.
I'd pop my suit. 2 reasons. First reason is I want to prove exactly how somebody dies in space.
No one would know.
I need to know.
You wouldn't know, you would die.
Plus, if you freeze, I want to make sure I'm in a cool position when I freeze. So I'm cool space debris. Because you'll never decay out in space.
Your face would be all panicked and shit.
Yeah, but you'd want to try to force in like the coolest position possible.
Force it. I mean, natural reaction.
Superman.
So you hope they find you. They're like, oh, look at this guy. He was a hero. It's like some alien civilization.
Or just like I'm just cool space debris. Because I'll never decay.
I need to bring a pen and a pad. We're getting a lot of good movie ideas here. Like Alien Society finds a guy that wanted to look cool, dying, he's frozen, but it actually like is like
we need
Captain America type thing where they can unfreeze him and then he learns their culture.
So it's like
it's a race war. And
it's reverse Superman. A human ends up on an alien planet.
Kind of a comedy, because he was trying to be cool when he died, but then.
That would work.
Now he has to pretend to be some savior.
Like that.
There's a lot of movies like everything.
Maybe, I don't know. No, Carter. You remember that movie Carter, where he goes to Mars?
John Carter,
yeah.
Mars? It's a book and then a movie. It's a Disney movie.
The guy that played Gambit, it was the main guy, and it bombed horribly.
Gambit was bad, dude.
Well, that movie just bombed.
That movie sucks. The book's apparently pretty good.
That's what I hear, but I don't read. I can't. Speaking of which, movies, you finally watched the trailer of King Kong.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm excited. I like big
did you
monsters
watch,
fighting.
Did you watch all the other Godzillas?
Yeah.
And King Kong?
Yeah.
See, I don't.
You didn't.
Yeah, I watched the Jack Black King Kong. I think that's how far I
That's
go back.
not
And that's not
a
part of the
good movie.
That is not even in the same.
continuity. Yeah.
Dude, I can't tell that story.
That movie
on the
is pretty
podcast.
bad.
Of what?
You have to promise me you cut this out of the podcast.
No, I don't want to edit this.
Why don't you?
Too bad,
You're
I'll tell you
so
after the podcast.
fucking
What's the
lame.
story? We're going to hear that. I have to get rid of later on.
So, telling that story from Florida, there's a lot of things involved with telling that story.
Wait, what is that? Green Inferno?
I think we can leave that in the podcast.
Yeah, Green Inferno. Have you seen that movie? I think it's called Green Inferno.
Green Inferno?
It's in the jungle. Kids are trying to save the jungle, and they run into
Birth
a
of a
tribe, and it's a cannibalistic tribe.
Whoa.
Because
Did they go break bread with them first?
they tried to, I
Break
believe. Or no, I think they
bread?
immediately just get attacked. I don't know, or the plane goes down.
Like, look
I
at
don't
they're
fucking
nice
remember.
people. They're inviting us over. Then, like, yeah, look at they made a hot tub for me too. They're throwing carrots in it and shit. Like the old like cartoon where they're like boiling.
No, they
you.
were in cages, and they were getting taken and killed in front of each other and shit.
That's,
Like Sod.
I don't like watching things like
Like,
that. Not a horror guy, but like
I love horror.
You never butcher an animal alive like that. You cut its head off first, right?
you're supposed to.
I would expect if somebody was going to eat me, they'd at least have the decency to butcher me properly.
Would you be that guy like they're like cutting off your hand, just like we want an appetizer with you, and you're just like you fucking
No, dude,
assholes.
what are you doing?
This ain't how you do it.
Cut my head off, maybe cut my arm off and hang it from a string, smoke it out, dry it, and cut the fresh slices off of it.
I guarantee you, just you'll fucking.
You don't want anything from it. You don't know none of my organs or anything. I'll destroy it. Just
Dude,
look for the fatty, meaty parts.
Yeah, I don't
Thighs,
know how
the
much they'd eat my thighs and my calves. Everything
You
else
don't
would get
have
tossed. They're all meat
Thighs or
though.
calves.
They're meat.
No, what they would use you for cooking. Oils.
My fat. I don't know about.
Just.
But they didn't do
They
anything with
use you to
tribes.
light their lanterns.
Did they do anything
Yeah.
with? They did stuff with tribes in the John C. Reilly, Samuel Jackson.
Yeah, but they're quiet
Kong.
mutes, but they're not like.
It's
Yeah,
pretty,
but they were
just weird.
afraid of.
It's pretty
Kong,
crazy
more or less,
how big
right?
Kong got though.
No, they treated Kong as a savior because Kong didn't really fuck with their.
Yeah, but they had their
protected
own
them, though,
society though,
Yes.
right? Yeah. But it was a
He
more
didn't really
pleasant-
protect them as much as he dealt with the he kept the.
But
skull
they
from-
felt
weird
like
serpent
they
things.
felt like
he was some kind of protector god.
yeah.
Yeah.
But he grew like.
And Godzilla shrunk.
Why
I
is
do
God-
feel like
A
Godzilla
bunch of
shrunk.
people said that online.
But Godzilla, when he's in the city, he looks just
too.
as
You know
big.
you know my theory.
Radiation.
Basically, is that
Yeah.
after he fired off that last blast at Ghidorah and
See, I didn't watch all.
I
of it.
think
I
that
need to
it
watch. I mainly want to watch just that one.
yeah,
the King of
I think it
Monsters.
just shrunk his biomass a little bit, made him he used up so much energy, burned so much, basically, fuel that he shrunk himself.
Do you think
And
they're
he-
gonna?
over the
do you
movie,
think
he
they're
has
gonna
to build
touch
up-
on that? Like, or they're gonna be like, "Fuck it, we're not even gonna explain that."
I hope that they didn't just make him smaller for the sake of the movie. I hope there's at least an explanation for the reason why
Now-
his size is weird.
Now, much as it looks
Because
badass,
there's no way
people are thinking that they're gonna have Mecha like run around and be like, "That's Godzilla with armor on," which I think that's a dumb theory. And then all of a sudden they find out it's not, and Godzilla does show up, but King Kong's already like fighting Mecha or whatever. I don't get what's gonna be who's good, who's bad, or who represents good or who represents bad. And everyone's taking your joke of.
that joke that must be a zeitgeist joke because people must have made that joke before me because I saw those too.
Because like he was saying like wait until like one's about to hit the other and he like find out their parents are Martha. Then he changed the joke and said they're gonna say Mothra, and I was like, dude, that'd be fucking gangster. And King Kong's like, what'd you say? What'd you say?
Mothra.
Mothra, and it's like, oh, we're gonna team up.
Mother of all kaiju.
And then they're gonna. I mean, it's gonna end with them teaming up fighting someone, and it's probably
it's
gonna
Batman, Superman. They're gonna punch a little bit.
It's
And they're
gonna
gonna be
fight.
friends.
Make it Godzilla. I don't know how they become.
Well, apparently,
But I heard
there's like
one of them
some
are dying.
lore about those old societies fighting, anyways.
Well, they're showing that
Godzilla doesn't. Have
in the
to do
trailer.
with
Don't act like
society.
you just learned that. The trailer they said
That's what I'm saying.
They've been
That-
fighting in like,
Don't act like you knew that already and you were bringing new information to the table.
yeah, you just saw the fucking trailer, motherfucker.
That's what I'm saying. Like
No,
they brought up in the trailer.
No,
Oh, yeah,
It seemed like Kong and Godzilla, their species.
Here-
fought
I
either
think that
way.
maybe that war refers to just a war, a kaiju war. That at one point there was a
For me, it's weird that King Kong's in it though.
but
I
Because I don't
it's
remember
weird
thinking of him
that
with kaijus and stuff.
if he's like
a kaiju.
radioactive, I feel like he shouldn't be radioactive like maybe the other things were.
he's not radioactive.
But then
Ghidorah's an alien.
so then why is
Ghidorah's an
Godzilla
alien.
going after him? Because Godzilla senses radioactivity.
Apparently, what it seems like is Godzilla's just running.
Or was Godzilla
People
just
think he's mind controlling this.
But he's
or was-
attacking a bunch of Monarch facilities. And
I was about to say, like, yeah, because it seemed like in the beginning of the trailer, Godzilla's getting attacked out of nowhere before he attacked.
No,
the
he looks like he's
ships.
beating the shit.
Well,
Yeah.
you could see Mechagodzilla in like the first frame of the trailer.
Yeah, but people had to pause it and point it out.
Yeah.
I'm sure we would have caught it.
It's
but
pretty clear once you realize it, though, because even when it was moving, once you said it to me, we didn't even have to.
Maybe
I hope he
that's
looks
how-
good because in Ready Player One, they already used Mechagodzilla. And it's kind of weird that we've
doesn't
already seen
look
him
too-
on
Sorry,
screen.
just,
in
like,
big
you
image.
mentioned Ready Player One. And I just
Have you
lost
seen
it.
Ready Player One?
Oh, yes. I tried to.
Try to.
Yeah, it's not that good.
The movie's
Have you
phenomenal.
read?
I haven't seen it either.
Have you read the book?
Yeah.
Are you going to read the new book?
Not really.
The new book I heard is really bad.
I don't know.
Not just bad.
You're not an 80s kid. Because the other one was straight 80s. The book was so good.
Oh, dude, I totally remember when
Ultron
I
or
totally
Ultron.
remember
Ultron. What's his name?
Iron Giant came out in the 80s and the Master Chief.
Yeah, Iron Giant was never in it. Ultraman. Ultraman was in it.
Why did
in
they-
the book, and they couldn't get the rights for him for the movie.
Why'd they take
That
a
bummed me.
character that was designed like the Iron Giant was like as a concept? It was what if
It's just Steven Spielberg had the rights to him.
just and he's just an asshole.
That's why Ninja Turtles are in there. That's
So
why.
Master Chief, 27 people,
Yeah.
Master Chief, and a story about trying to be yourself.
I don't know. I didn't like that they threw in a bunch of 2000 things, like things that we were like, did you smell your thumb?
No.
There's a bunch of things in it. It's like there was no point. Why are you putting this in there? And
Yeah.
it dealt a lot with.
Ready Player One.
Yeah, a lot. The book, it was a lot of. The guy had 80 shit all in the world.
But
It's
back to-
mainly about arcades and stuff like that. But what I was gonna say? Oh, do you think like okay? So is this like the final thing that we've been waiting for to fight each other?
No.
Like we've been
This
waiting.
is a whole universe.
No, like
We're
our
gonna
whole,
get the big rat.
like our whole.
They're gonna have
our whole life. We wanted
what's
back.
What's that game?
Rampage already came out. It already came out.
Yeah, but maybe they're redoing it, but with these
Or-
guys.
How cool would that be? In The Rock show up.
In West,
No, but, like,
West the
okay, we
gorilla
got-
gets stomped in like 2 seconds because it's like this big in the movie.
That's true. But no, we got Batman vs Superman finally happened. Predator vs Alien finally happened. So many of these things like clash that were supposed to clash, and we're like, it never will happen. And now we're getting King Kong Godzilla. Is this the
I
last?
think they've clashed before.
No.
Well, maybe in Japan. or
Swamp
something.
Thing versus.
That counts
Big
as
Yeti.
much as
I don't know, man.
But I feel like
I
there
don't know what other big monsters or
big things that people have talked about. No one's ever gone on. Well,
1962.
no one's ever been like, I want Star Wars versus Marvel. That's never been a thing. I know, that's what I'm saying. These are things like properties. Like everyone wanted Aliens vs Predator. They made the movie or the comic. I'm sorry.
Well, those fit together.
And then we got the movie and they crossed it over. King Kong and Godzilla was that kind of a thing. Of course, Batman and Superman is in their own world, but they always wanted to see that big fight from Frank Miller's book. And we got that. So I'm just like, is this like the final, like, your wish is granted? Like, what else is there franchise-wise that we thought, oh, can't wait till they mix together? Because,
I don't know.
like, the Transformers ever fight anyone big?
I believe Godzilla and King Kong have always been owned by the same company.
There's no
So it's not-
fucking way.
Really? There's a movie from 1967.
I know, but it doesn't mean that whoever owned it. It's all about who shares the intellectual property. I don't know. It's probably switched so many damn times and stuff like that.
I cannot think of anything else I would want to see fight or go against each other. We've already seen it all.
I mean, that's the thing. Is like, yeah, with Megazord in
Time
this,
Warner has always owned King Kong. And
I can see Warner.
And Time Warner is connected with Toho Studios, which is, I believe, they're Japanese.
A Megazord throwing this would be great, but it's like, okay, but that doesn't make logical sense. That
Ultraman.
Power Rangers fight.
That's the other concepts. You've seen those concept art of now that Mechagodzilla they put Ultraman in, Gigan. Like what
That's
was
just
the
too
concept?
much.
Ultraman? There's
just
an
throwing all
Ultraman Godzilla movie. That movie.
Are we gonna get
exists.
Japanese Spider-Man?
That's not from the same continuity. They don't own Japanese Spider-Man.
You don't know that.
I do know that because there's no way they could produce Japanese Spider-Man nowadays and Marvel not be fucking... Disney might be fucking pissed about it.
As long as they get a little bit of that cheddar, they're okay with it.
They won't get any.
That Spider-Man was so fucking different. He had like a spider god talk to him and give him
That's
powers.
a whole different thing though, too. Right?
And he says the depths of hell or some shit whenever he had to summon becoming Spider-Man.
Get that. But
And he has a big ass robot.
there are realistic possibilities. There's a whole list of kaiju that could possibly come in. You know? Why would you have to
Pacific
pull
Rim?
random shit out? No, you don't need... I'm talking about like there are plenty of kaiju.
That's the thing is
Godzilla's
the thing is for
continuity.
me, a lot of people don't really. Some people just don't like Pacific Rim. I fucking love Pacific Rim. I don't know people that can't complain. I mean, you can watch Transformers and be like, "Oh, it was fun."
Shit, dude! RKO Pictures. Sorry, that's the people that.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
That. Oh, you may have lost my train of thought. Fuck you.
Whatever. You were talking about Pacific Rim and how that movie's sweet as fuck. And even though people hate on it, it's just like an action-packed romp, and I really enjoy that movie.
But again,
too.
it's like Transformers. They're like, you can't just enjoy
That movie
it.
sucks.
And the Transformers suck, but it's like Pacific Rim. I felt had little something, but for me, it's like those fights are pretty.
It's got Idris Elba in it, right? No.
Yeah. His nose gate's bleeding.
What is he, yo?
I don't know.
What's his
he gives like an Independence Day type of speech, but
The name's not
I felt like those fights were really good, and for big monster fights,
When he hits with the battleship.
that's why I'm kind of like I hope they
You should watch that movie, yeah.
I hope they do it well.
Remember when he hits with the battleship?
Yeah.
That's sick. He's dragging it.
Are you talking about Atlantic Rim?
No.
That's you should watch Atlantic Rim. It's really
I
good.
have.
Did you watch it?
Because it's that real shit fucking alien invasion movie, right?
It's like the fucking C-list one.
It's
Yeah. I'm pretty certain I've
We
seen
watched
it.
on Mystery Science Theater.
Because I think I watched it on Netflix or...
It's like
or,
really...
Yeah.
I don't
I'm
know where
pretty
to
certain
find it.
It
but-
looks like people made it in their class.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain I've
Yeah.
probably watched it at some point.
And they're like, it's I can't, but I can talk about that for hours because how bad it was. But it's fine.
Well, it's not like this is a closed universe, too. You know, in this universe, Ghidorah is an alien. So there are aliens that can come.
Xenomorphs.
You could bring...
Dude, we got
Japan
some-
has its own in 2016 had its own reboot of Godzilla called Shin Godzilla. You could bring that Godzilla in. Shin Godzilla.
But are they both Godzilla?
Shin Godzilla's fucking weird.
But is he Godzilla? His name is Godzilla.
No, his name is Shin Godzilla.
Okay, but still, is it Godzilla? The same
Yeah, but
guy?
it's from a different...
Same girl?
Different universe, though.
Godzilla's a girl, right?
Yeah, but this one's also has like a face in his tail and is like a flesh monster.
That just sounds perverted.
That movie's like hella good.
I think he's watching something.
Maybe he'll fight a golem. Big ass golem.
A big ass, like,
Rock
stone?
monster, yeah. I can't think of any other kaiju. I really can't
You
think of
really
any other
can't?
big monster.
Alright.
Besides Cthulhu.
No, he's not gonna fight Cthulhu.
Where you
Cthulhu
gonna
doesn't
fight?
have any size.
Cthulhu would be dope.
He's infinitely large and infinitely wide.
Yeah.
The
No.
Cthulhu only comes out when you play RPGs, though.
Yeah.
D&D.
There's fucking.
You have to
Oh my
watch
God.
that JonTron. You don't watch JonTron.
Dragons. But
There's Destroyer. There's
Bermuda,
the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria.
Jamaica. I don't know. I just hope it'll be. I think it'll be good. I'm not worried really about
I
it.
just hope it's not like the other ones where they don't show much action until the last 5
Well, that's what they build you up, man.
Yeah, but I don't
They like to edge you.
It's not even good edging though. It's like we'll give you a little bit, then we'll back off for a while.
Let them fight.
Give you 3 seconds, back off. Like
Anguirus,
fucking
the weird-
40 minutes.
The weird Ankylosaurus monster.
Yeah, but people don't care. They want Godzilla and King
Dude,
Kong.
people love Ankylosaurus.
But I feel like
you're
I feel like after this movie, you can't go. Where else can you go besides them not fighting each
Dude,
other?
giant condor.
Because I feel like people just want to see them fight once they're homies and friends and walk away. Which
I don't want to.
again, I've heard one of them die.
like a big ass anaconda. I don't
King
see that.
Caesar.
That might be cool, but it shouldn't be that long of a fight. King Kong's gonna like sacrifice himself for like jumping in front of a missile in front of
Because you can't
Godzilla.
like have him fight like another lizard. Because if we him fighting him,
Godzilla always looks like he's hella awkward. Like he's got a Donald Trump body. Like his back.
Yeah, this one he's real fat.
Like they give him this real big back ending
Gigan.
of his butt, and I feel like it'd be so hard to just move around. His arms aren't that long. We actually were watching a movie where they're sizing them up, or a video. They're sizing them up like a boxing match in a way, and it went to Godzilla mainly because of the fire breath, I believe. because he has all these abilities or whatever. And King Kong.
Dude, did you see that trailer where Kong was like, nah.
Well, he has like a fucking giant mirror.
Yeah,
I don't know what the fuck he has.
I don't know.
A lot of people are all like,
Give him a satchel with grenades.
I'm Team Godzilla. I was like, dude, I kind of feel for Kong, dude. Like, I like both. Like I guess I was telling, I think, Declan the other day, like, I love reptiles. I grew up loving reptiles. But I think Kong, I just see the human side in him, and he looks more like he suffered. Godzilla, we never got that. Unless you watch the fucking Matthew Broderick one where he collapses down and it's all sad because it's like he's dying. God, that movie was...
I don't mind it. I still watch it.
It's really bad, but what's really crazy is how big Godzilla is in that. He's probably about the same... I don't know if he's the same size, but it's pretty ridiculous.
Lanky. But it's very odd with some perspectives.
Do you remember?
Because like he could fit down a street, but when he's down, his head's the size of the fucking street.
Yeah,
so it was very odd. And then sometimes
it's
his
weird Matthew
foot was...
Broderick as your lead in that too.
Yeah.
Do you not want to see Godzilla fight a futuristic cyborg kaiju assassin?
I don't know.
Okay, well that's what this is.
I want him to fight the Godzilla from the old Godzilla movie, Matthew Broderick.
No.
But like, I remember. Do you remember them hyping up? They wouldn't let us see what he looked like. Ever in the trailers and everything.
Back then?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I would have been like 7.
Well, I'm a lot older than you, I guess, because Taco Bell would have commercials, and you'd only see like the foot, the eye. Eventually, you got to see it, and he looked weird. He looked like...
Yeah, I do remember the poster just being the eye.
And yeah, well, it's like on the DVD cover too. But he was just fucking like ridiculous massive, like foot dropping down, and it's like I can't even explain it. Like, he was over the buildings. How tall he was?
Yeah, it seemed like that's
in New York.
Yeah. It seemed like both his legs were in separate streets.
Because like when he walks over the he's the cameraman when he's waiting for the taxi, he's next to the taxi, I think, or some shit, and like he's going over him. It looks fucking scary as fuck. Like, how are you gonna win this? Like, what the fuck? And it's like, let's throw a bunch of fucking fish on that bridge, and he's gonna come eat it, which he does, and then they kill it. Then it's like you think the movie's fucking over, and then there's a bunch of little ones, right?
Yeah,
that are inside,
and they miss some. With the missile strike, and so some of them were cracking.
At the end of the movie, one starts cracking, like the baby or whatever. It's supposed to be baby Godzilla or whatever. I don't know, but it was weird because like that scene is like, there's no way in hell they should have made it out of that. Matthew Broderick, them are running around, and they're like raptors. They're trying to totally take the raptor factor at that time because Jurassic Park was big. And there was even a lot of jokes, I think they would like, not jokes, but like slams on Jurassic Park, like, oh, you think you're big, like commercials and stuff. But that scene at the end when they're running through like the Knicks Stadium, I believe, is pretty fucking insane because they're everywhere and there's like millions of them, and they're just like, yeah, we're gonna get through this, and they get through it, and it's a happy ending.
Kind of. I mean, there's no sequel, unfortunately. To see what happened with
the baby dinosaurs. It got bad reception.
It did.
And it wasn't that good of a movie.
No. It
was just cool to see a big Godzilla. But he was an iguana.
And a different take on Godzilla. Yeah, it was an iguana from...
like Mexico or something.
No, the area that they did like nuclear testing all the time. Which is how this Godzilla came to be. Or was he just prehistoric and then our nuclear testing brought him back? I don't know.
Which is weird, though. Is he the only fucking iguana out there?
I don't know. We'll find out because they were talking
I'm talking about the fucking original. Not the original, but the 90s one.
Oh.
You would think there'd be like other ones out there. Like, there was no fucking iguana in that fucking area.
No, I just think that for whatever reason, his genetic code fit magically with that radioactivity.
You know what I think? If they did a Godzilla like Cloverfield, that would have been cool. Like Cloverfield.
Cloverfield from the first movie are pretty Cloverfield monsters.
Cloverfield like fucked me up, dude. Like, I thought that movie was fucking great.
The Mutos from the first one are pretty Cloverfield.
That shit shook me up. Like, dude, this shit feels intense. Are you mad that I was in the middle of a conversation?
No, because you paused and I said something and you passed and continued your conversation.
You took a breath because you're fat.
Did a long ass breath.
I remember just trying to find all the secrets about Cloverfield, and there were so many supposed to be hints. People were linking fucking the Joker and the Thief in the Night. What's that? group called Steppenwolf?
No.
Not Steppenwolf. I always say that.
Wow.
The Joker is a wanted man.
It starts with a W, I think. There's a W in it somewhere.
That's why I was saying wolf or something. People, if they did watch this, would be yelling about it. But because they say, can't you see the or the field of clovers? And people were trying to fucking link.
Wait, that's Godzilla next to one of those Cloverfield?
No, these are the Mutos from the first movie.
No.
That is true. They do look kind of Cloverfield-ish.
Cloverfield.
You know, there's a whole comic book that's canon that Godzilla fights this giant Muto in it, and it's canon. Like, it exists in this universe. And like, it actually...
When?
I didn't know he had his whole comic book.
Did they ever say what the Cloverfield monster was? Because you
no,
said...
it's an alien.
You
well,
watched...
it's nothing from another dimension, or it's an alien, or it came from Earth. It depends, because if you watch the other two movies...
They made a stupid-ass Netflix show that...
what happened, really, is 10 Cloverfield Lane was an entirely different movie until J.J. Abrams was like, I can't get this movie produced. We'll make it a Cloverfield sequel. And then Cloverfield Paradox, which is a Netflix exclusive movie, sucks, but it was an attempt to explain it all because they tried to create this thing called a God particle.
I think it was better without that. No explanation.
Yeah, that's the whole point. They created a God particle, did a bunch of fucked up shit, and supposedly that's why the Cloverfield monster ends up in things. It's from a different dimension.
But Cloverfield Lane happens after Cloverfield?
No, they're not really that. They're not in the same.
They're
in the same universe.
They're in
they
a
happen
weird
in the same
timeline.
multiverse.
It's like, well, it's
I
like
thought it was...
All three of these movies happened on a different Earth, a different universe.
See, I thought it had that movie
because they.
It all connected from the last
God
because of the third one.
I thought Lane was because that was after all the bombings happened and all that.
No. Because the aliens are different. The creatures are different.
Oh, spoiler! There's aliens at the end of Cloverfield Lane.
What?
A movie that came out 5 years ago.
Well, I thought again it was connected to the movie, so I expect aliens.
It wasn't.
They were.
But the whole thing was a movie was are there like if you watch the movie you're like are there aliens or is this guy just keeping this girl in this basement? That's like the big.
But I did like the movie because John Goodman's very, very menacing and terrifying in a fucking
It is
movie.
very good.
Once I heard there was like no like Cloverfield alien, I was like I don't want to watch.
It was towards the end.
And plus, I didn't like that it wasn't like.
Ernie's got to have all
weird.
his shit connect because he's a baby. Who
It wasn't a
can't have his own
POV either.
opinions.
Yeah. Oh, it wasn't a found footage kind of stuff.
Yeah, so I feel like they took away from what the first one originally was.
Now you can't have multiple films be found footage like that because then you get like Paranormal Activity. Where it's just
then you
regurgitation.
get Blair Witch and they do number 2 and it's stupid as hell.
Yeah.
The first one actually had people believing it was a real fucking thing. It was a real video. People actually believed that. There was a while that everybody believed that. Then you find out they're actors and they made this movie and they blew up. They probably made that on a fucking $10 McDonald's budget, just running around in the fucking field or forest.
That's Shin Godzilla. That's the new Japanese version.
It's just a lava version
But
of
it goes
Godzilla.
it goes from this version to this version to this version to this version, but it's not lava. That's all like bleeding flesh, basically. It's like a weird.
I would take a
fleshy-
nap if my flesh was all bleeding.
No, you'd be in too much pain. And you'd just be pissed off like that.
Its mouth.
No, you
opens
would
and-
just any animal would just be like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Its mouth opens 3 ways to shoot its atomic breath out,
That's just too much.
and it's got a face on its tail. A weird human skull.
That's just someone trying to flex. Just sitting there being like, let's make them really, really fucking different. Let's give them 3 fucking mouths.
I wanna.
It was directed by the guy who directed Neon Genesis Evangelion, so.
You make like a new dragon movie.
Why do you need a dragon movie?
I like dragons.
Dragon's gay.
Sue me, I like dragons. This is my kind of thing.
Plus, last one I remember.
Game of Thrones much?
It's not a movie about dragons.
It deals a lot about
That
the
has
dragons,
dragons in it.
You can.
Skyrim.
What's it
It's a
called?
video game with dragons in it.
Dragonheart?
Yeah.
Isn't Liam Neeson a dragon?
No, Sean Connery.
Sean
No, Liam Neeson might be in something. I don't know.
McConaughey's in it. It's
Oh, it's the same one where they fight the dragons.
Yeah, it's like post-apocalyptic world. And they
Christian
fight
Bale.
dragons.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. It's got to do with fire or something.
Yeah. You watched the movie Fire in the Sky?
What's Fire in the Sky?
Alien movie?
Nope. Is
You
it
should watch
old?
it. Like 90s. You should watch it.
Why?
Don't watch it. You probably have a panic attack and die.
Yeah, was it
There's
about?
a scene where, well, they get one guy gets abducted There's a crew of woodsmen, and one of them gets abducted at some point, and then he comes back. The town thinks that they all murdered him, but he came back, and then he actually at some point relives that and you see the vision of him going through the ship and these aliens capturing him and doing experiments with needles going in his eye, them gagging him with stuff and shoving things down his throat.
What are they gagging him with?
Oh, some weird black goo. They're just like, and they just shove the tube down his throat.
Is it horror genre?
What is?
Kinda.
Or sci-fi?
It's suspenseful, sci-fi, suspenseful until that point. That's when it does become horror, because it's like, can you press the little button on the back again?
It's like practicing to find a clit. There you go.
Yeah, that feels so good.
Just gotta flick it a couple more times.
What movie are you guys talking about?
Flick of the bean.
Fire in the Sky. Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch
So
it. I'm a huge horror fan, though. That's why.
Yeah, but horror for me is just.
I like being scared to go outside in the dark because something may kill me.
I mean, a lot of us have that feeling, but
Rain of Fire.
fart. He said that already.
Oh, I was
No.
in the bathroom.
What?
I thought you said Rain of Fire earlier. You're talking about the dragon movie.
Yeah, I don't think I said anything about the name.
No, but like for me,
Christian Bale. Jesus Christ.
a lot of the movies, horror movies, they don't take a lot to.
They don't have good plots.
They don't
Plus,
take
like,
a lot to
it's
tell a story.
scared.
It's just meant to blood and gore. That's just what it's there for. I feel
Depends
like.
what horror
Plus, he's
movie.
really scared of them.
How about you go take a seat, you ADD motherfucker?
I will.
Jesus fucking Christ! Not like we're like in the middle of something.
I wasn't inputting through like half of this conversation.
Just let him
Yeah, it doesn't
be.
mean I can't just take a step outside. I wasn't. Jesus.
What are you gonna do outside?
Have a cigarette for Christ's sake.
Yeah, but if you're gonna smoke, you're gonna have to shut the door.
Yeah, I'm going to shut the door. I haven't been inputting and have to. Now everybody knows.
He hasn't been inputting.
Whatever,
Yes, there's
just
like-
let him smoke.
There's like.
It's not live.
Hurry
No
up.
one knows.
I know, I'm just saying, like. Come on.
Hurry up.
I don't like horror movies, so
Because you're a
no,
baby.
it's not just. Well, I mean, yeah, of course. Like, what was it Killer Clowns from Outer Space? That shit fucked me up as a kid.
Oh, funny.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
It's a good movie.
But like, I think movies that have horror elements but are really well written. Like, I think Predator's close to a horror movie. It's
Yeah.
a dude running around. This
No, horror
motherfucker's
action.
trying to say.
Yeah, he's
I didn't chime in this whole time.
Outside,
And then he's
talking through a
outside.
glass door.
But people
You
will
just
try
go
to
inside.
say it's like sci-fi because it's alien and stuff. But I mean, this dude's hunting people, ripping their fucking spines out. I mean, it's pretty horror-esque. And when they make the horror figures and stuff, Predator always falls in line with it. Aliens falls in line with it. Aliens is known as a horror movie.
Oh no, it's like the birthing of horror movies, modern horror.
Well, what they
movies.
call horror, what the main things are: Jason, Freddy, Michael Myers. But to me, all those just suck ass, in my opinion, because they are at watching it. Yes, it can be scary in that moment or whatever. But when it comes to, you're like, come on, just get up and run, or
Yeah.
you get those kind of vibes, you know. Predator is like all of a sudden, dude just fucking grabs you from. He's cloaking and shows up and just rips your fucking neck out. So it's that to me is more terrifying and stuff, but it does separate it from like realistic to a psycho killer Michael Myers that's like actually a guy could be crazy like killing you with a fucking butcher knife or whatever.
Well, I mean, then you have ghost and paranormal horror movies.
yeah,
there.
those ones fucking me up. Those
So
ones,
those are like horror movies. When you talk about like Jason and those slasher films, those are horror, but they are more slasher than true horror.
they're kind of grounded too. Like this could happen to you.
Like I remember watching
minus Freddy.
Yeah, like Grunge and
What the fuck is grunge?
you ever seen the Grunge?
The Grudge?
Grunge, I mean the Grunge, not the music.
I was like, the grunge? I go, is this talking about a band that didn't make it? And they're like,
the Grudge and the Ring. Growing up, I mean those were fairly scary. Even Final Destination.
Final Destination
fucked me
just
up
fucks up your
as
fucking
me a
mind.
kid. Dude, I was a kid and I was terrified I was gonna die from some magical force that's out there.
That opening from the first movie where
I think
he freaks out. He freaks out, and then they all look at the plane. They're all mad at him, and it just blows up on takeoff. That fucked me up, dude. I hate flying, and that like is like, especially how fucking they filmed it, and you're showing people flying out of the plane and shit. That's not a horror movie. That's just fucking
no. I mean, it goes into horror. I mean, the second one. I think the second.
It's no mist.
No.
We've talked about that before, haven't we?
Yes. The second one I think has a great opening because it's just like every day you're on traffic. The most common thing is you driving down a freeway, then you literally just die. Like,
well, the ones like where ain't it a bunch of the wood logs?
Yeah, the logs, which that's CGI.
Anytime you're driving and you see that though, now you pull to the right to the next lane or something. Because
that's CGI though. Logs don't actually jump higher. If you look at the level of the logs,
I'm not willing to try it.
But if you look at the level of logs, so it falls this far, how can it jump this high? There's not enough inertia and force for it to counteract.
All I know is
it is still terrifying.
It still fucked me up.
I mean, imagine being that cop. Just a giant log come. That's
wasn't there one too? It's in that same one, I think, because I stopped watching after 2, I think. But where the glass panel falls down and just smushes the foot.
Oh yeah, that's from that one too.
Like there's the horror elements, but the fucking guy, dude. I don't want to even think about this, but the dude like in the shower or whatever, he just like slips and fucking dies.
Oh, and it rings around his throat.
Yeah, what the fuck is this shit, man? Like that's terrifying.
What's weird is that the water receded. Like, why hide yourself? Well, you're just a paranormal fucking entity. Why? Because it's
supposed to be time. That's not accidents.
But if you look, haunted. That's the only time in those movies where at least in the first one, where it tried to hide itself. Because that's from the first one. All the other kills, it didn't try to hide itself. It was very odd as far as writing that way.
Is it a ghost?
Have you seen Final Destination? No.
It's not. It all looks like accidents.
It's an entity.
But they talk to dude that plays Candyman.
Yeah, I'm glad you know Candyman.
I don't watch it.
Really? Yeah, it's a horror movie.
Fuck with that.
That one
because that's a little different.
Yeah, don't say Candyman in the mirror.
Oh, I don't care about that. But he's gonna be like, dude, your life sucks. I don't need to do anything.
Shove beads down your throat.
Yeah, he does beat shit. But the guy that plays Candyman kind of has an awkward conversation with the kids and gives them you kind of get the vibe that this is either death or a demon talking to them. Mm-hmm. Like, he's a regular dude, but he's kind of like, yeah, you guys fucked up. Like, death, you skipped death when you guys were all supposed to die in that airplane. Mm-hmm. So death's gonna find all of you. Which the main character, I think, doesn't die.
No, he does.
Till the end of credits, right?
Well, technically speaking, he died, I think maybe the second one.
They might
between those two.
Or something.
Well, it's in an article saying that like he died from like a brick falling off a fucking a roof, which I find it odd how some of the deaths are fucking brutal as fuck. And then some of the other deaths are just
the sticky bandits in Home Alone took hella bricks to the head.
And that's why he is Jigsaw.
Yeah, and he threw it. It didn't just fall off.
Who's Jigsaw?
The character from Home Alone, the kid.
No, he's not.
They say that he's in the same universe because the way he sets up the traps is the same way that he would.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the dude getting hit in the head, not Macaulay Culkin.
I'm just saying.
No, I mean
that's
Kevin McAllister didn't strap anything to anybody's head.
I wish Home Alone's such
those guys died over and over again.
Home Alone is
that was their purgatory.
A beloved movie, and
Donald Trump's in them.
Number 2.
Yeah.
And it's considered a Christmas classic, but I still really wish it connected to the Purge. Because, like, if it connected to the Purge...
Why would it connect to the Purge?
Maybe it's all the same.
Because it'd be dope, because when they break into his house, Macaulay Culkin's like, God teaches kids, like, we're gonna survive tonight, or whatever. And it's like all these fucking...
Oh, you would have more hopeful end of his life opposed to the Jigsaw aspect of him being
there's
porn, fucking nonsensical dude.
But, yeah, even the Purges aren't really, like... What do you call those? What do you call that genre? Suspense?
Thrillers.
I guess.
They're probably action movies.
They're not action.
Kinda. A lot of shooting.
I mean, I feel like I feel like it's more talking and
it just depends which one.
Intense moments. Well, the first one.
Yeah, first one not so much, but every one afterwards, especially year one. Or the first year, or whatever, the first Purge, whatever it's called. There's a lot of death in that one.
With
horror, thriller, science fiction.
Science fiction. That's weird.
Well, futuristic time period.
I guess.
And some of them they do implant and have eyes that They go into
I think I
more
only
into the
watched
technology.
the first one. I think.
I've watched them all.
Oh.
I love horror movies, man. I love watching.
But it's not really horror.
It is. Are you scared at some point? Probably.
The idea of someone breaking into your house.
Yeah, exactly. That's where it becomes horror. Is when you're actually horrified of seeing what's on the screen.
But like, I don't know. It's just.
Except for like Saving Private Ryan, that can't be horror because that's just a movie class. I mean, the opening scene can be. That's horrific.
But it's not.
It's the horror's war. It's not horror. It's truth.
It's not. But what would you do if you got to Purge?
I'd kill myself.
You could do that now.
Yeah, I know.
Damn.
You guys want to talk about?
I don't know.
What?
Because I feel like
What are we gonna? They're gonna turn us into in the future.
What's the time on this thing?
Next to the red circle on the bottom, right above the taskbar.
Bottom.
Hi, I'm Declan.
Yeah, do you see where it
Oh
says?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's we're in an hour and 1 minute. Just making sure.
Um,
How long do you want to make this go on for? Hour 30, hour 40. When do you want? Do you want to talk about WandaVision?
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about WandaVision.
goddamn, why don't we just break whatever the hell we were just talking about? Calm down over there,
No,
sir.
yeah, wrap up what you guys talking
Jesus
about.
Christ, what we were just talking about, I forgot. If we just broke my concentration.
What
would you do in the Purge?
What would you do?
Purge. I probably would just
What if somebody came and purged you?
find and protect my family. I don't know if I would go.
Would you go out and do anything?
I would hope I would have time to prepare for the Purge.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either.
I don't want to put myself in a situation where I probably may not come out of it because you're going to probably have people that are crazier than you. Now, it depends the situation. If I lose my family,
I feel like if
I lose my family and have to go down, the Punisher route,
yeah, I'll say Punisher.
I probably would. Like, all right, let's go.
My
It
thing
would be
is
like same thing like as a zombie apocalypse. If my family died, I would go out there and fight until I.
my thing is like
cannot fight
I
no more.
want to go rob like some rich like company or some shit because you could get away with it that night.
But if you're
But
like,
being out that night, I feel like it's like you're just asking.
I feel
for
like
it.
if you know how to credit card fraud, do that. If you know how to pull things
But,
and do
but can't
things
that come
other
back to
illegal-
you the day next?
Any crime that you commit on that day is legal.
Because I feel like I'd want to do that, be like, yeah, I'm gonna get cash for my family, and it's like, but if you go out, you're like, you're kind of, you gotta be ready to fucking die if you go out.
Yeah.
But then there's like the guys in the first one. It's like, come on, they're not really like scary dudes.
Yeah, but then we
they're
saw what
they're just
happened when
willing
they
to
actually
kill.
got into a city. Because they wanted to kill that family because
They let the homeless guy in.
No. That and then the other family across the street or whatnot. Well, no, which is the same family that's chasing that dude. Want to kill them because they prospered from the Purge. Because they set up security systems. So they were not truly rich people from the get-go. They built their way up from working class, and they didn't like that class system shit in those
That
movies.
movie's fucking. Now that I think about it, it's a lot of fucked up shit happens in that because
Dude, that whole storyline is fucked up.
the dad fucking dies. The boyfriend's there to kill the dad, I guess. Which that's not gonna get you any points to marry a girl. Like I don't know why he even wanted to because he's like tired of him pushing. I don't know, but it's like it's just fucking weird. And then how it ends, she beats the fuck out of her on the glass table. She like grabs her head and like fucking smashes it. Then it's like the Purge is over. They all have to go back across the street and you're normal again. And it's so fucking eerie. But like I said, I just feel like I don't know. Like a lot of people in those stories are always about like I'm gonna go get revenge on someone. I'm gonna go kill like my boss or whatever.
It's the same, like if my family died.
You imagine trying to do something and then you're halfway through it and it ends, and it's like your boss knows. Like,
well, that's why I think in the second one, they ended it like right after the bell. The dude was holding the gun up, like deciding whether or not he was going to shoot the dude who was in front of him. Anyways,
which one is that one?
It's the second one, where they're in the city. You have like this
It's
vigilante
the guy that plays
dude.
Crossbones is the guy that.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, and he's like protecting like
That
a
girl.
group. He's protecting
Yeah.
a group or something at first or something. Because there's that one. There's Election Day.
Yep. Then the first Purge or
First
year,
Purge.
whatever it's called, and that's it. Or Anarchy. Yeah, it goes Purge 1, Anarchy,
Election Day.
Election
and then
Day.
Year 1.
Yeah, year 1, whatever it's called.
Year 1 isn't like supposed to be like awkward for people. Like I haven't watched it. Are they like? We don't know how to. Should we go kill someone? It's our first year.
Well, no. I mean, a lot of people were
Kind of nervous,
but it was. You found out that the government started it anyways. People weren't killing each other, so like, well, let's send out the groups and start this.
So it's like COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. That's fair.
You had a question. Hit your finger up.
No, I can't remember anymore. I do remember now. Does insurance fraud also get void during the purge?
You know what? Probably. I don't think. You probably don't. Maybe your insurance would cover. Probably not. Actually,
purge insurance?
It's such a sissy.
I don't think so.
They'd probably start offering.
No, I don't think so.
I would.
If I was a company, I would start offering purge insurance.
I would.
Maybe.
Then just either build a bunker, dig a hole in the ground, put everything precious that I don't want stolen into that hole, and sit in that hole and cover it up and hide.
But people want to kill people though normally during the purge.
Yeah, I'm gonna hide.
More than steal, I guess. But for me, it's just I don't know.
If you could kill anybody during the purge, who would you kill?
I can't say that. We can't say that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. That's why I've been very careful.
We can't incriminate ourselves.
Careful about what I say.
And what's sad is our answer should actually be nobody. But I think there are people out there that I'm like, yeah, they don't really deserve. But I don't know.
There has to be a reason.
I think anybody
I don't got the balls.
Would be too much effort.
I don't got the balls to kill people.
But I also I would prefer just protect my family.
Yeah, something like you said. If something happened, then yes, I could have
just go out
rage to go kill and not care if not care if I got killed anyways. Because
that's just because having kids will probably fuck you over or fuck you up if you happen to lose them.
Dude, and that's what. Not to get just off subject. That's why.
Off subject. What subject are we on?
We're on movies. Just talking about movies, but that's what I really like. It's funny. My brother just watched The Crow the other day, and him and my sister.
God, you guys are really fucking Crow.
Dude, my family loves it.
You got a hard on for that so bad.
But dude, John was laying knowledge on you, dog, that day too when we were doing movie talk. Anyways, but the sequel though, it's really done bad. But how he becomes the Crow and the death he has to avenge is his son, and it's fucking heartbreaking. Like him and his son see something they're not supposed to see. They hunt them down and kill both of them and throw them in the lake. And then he rises out. It's fucking dope idea. Like the scene where he rises out of the lake and he's like fucking, okay, he's a Crow now, but he's still heartbroken as shit because it's his kid. And that's why I was like, fuck, dude, that would fuck you up. Yeah. Especially if you're trying to avenge his death so his soul can be rested and your soul can be rested and stuff. But watch it if you want. They fucking horrible acting. It's just really bad.
But I think I've seen that one more than the original, to be honest.
City of Angels?
Yeah, because it's on TV more.
Really? Yeah. Then third one has Kirsten Dunst in it. That one was pretty cool because he gets blackmailed and he has to go to the electric chair. And what's dope is when he peels his skin off, it makes the Crow lips and eyes when he gets out of the morgue. And then the fourth one's kind of whatever because it's Edward Furlong, Terminator 2 kid, but he's older and still looks the same and all ugly and old. And it deals with Native Americans, so it's about a reservation and stuff like that, and it deals kind of with whatever. But anyways, always watch the first one. Yeah. But King Kong Godzilla.
That should be good.
Looks good. And hopefully, I think it's going to be on HBO Max, so we'll be able to watch it there.
Speaking of streaming services.
And actually, we'll actually be able to give a review on it when it comes out.
I'm hella excited for that movie.
No.
What?
What would you do if you had twins?
And they were a lizard and a monkey.
I'd make them fight and then film it.
And put them on little toy boats and stuff.
Yep. No,
I would watch WandaVision with
Billy and Todd or Tommy.
I was trying to remember if that was their names in the comic.
The comic? I don't know.
You know they're part of the Young Avengers, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you really questioning what it'd be like to have twins? I imagine it'd be horrible.
Yeah.
I feel bad for any family that has more than two at the same time, but it's hard to have one and raise one. But even people that have kids that are within a year or two apart, like my sister, like loading up her.
Thomas Maximoff and William Maximoff. That's Speed and Wiccan's full names. So Billy and Tommy.
Yeah, I thought you said I said Todd.
Todd.
Like my sister has, I believe, what 3 and like 1 or so, and
3
that's
and 1.
Yeah.
What? What do you mean 3 and 1?
Kids, their ages.
Oh.
Even that looks very difficult when I see her loading them up in the car and stuff.
I just
like
remember the lack of sleep just from having, Carter, and I can't imagine. Oh, now the other one's away.
But you have to imagine.
That's
You have to
extreme.
imagine there's people that have quads and shit like that too.
Yeah.
It's just you couldn't be poor. You'd have to be able to hire a nanny. There's just no fucking way.
Couldn't be 4. It probably could be. Just be harder.
Yeah, but you need to take.
You would have
4 kids at the same
You would have to.
time.
Oh, having 4?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's just saying you would have to try to find help.
You would have to. It'd be way too hard.
I didn't know Wiccan and Hulkling were married.
I didn't know they got married, but yeah, no, they're gay for each other.
I didn't know that. Not that it changed my opinion on the character whatsoever.
Hulkling is half Kree, half Squirrel. He's a pretty interesting character.
Mm-hmm.
So is Wiccan. I mean, Wiccan's a
nerd.
He's a magic dude.
Now the reason why I bring up twins is just because WandaVision, she actually gave birth to twins.
Yeah, he was trying to segue.
You guys are both trying to shove it in at the same time. I could tell it was so.
I tried to shove it in a little bit.
That was an interesting episode. It was very. It's weird because it's like 40 minutes long, maybe 30 minutes.
No, it was 27.
That's
something
it.
Like that, or like 33 or something like that. It wasn't. They're not long. They're not long episodes.
What's weird is you got to really look for things. I feel like this one didn't have many Easter eggs. Someone said there's a Magneto Easter egg. I didn't catch it if there was.
Yeah, I was looking at signs, looking at other things. The only thing that was very odd was the conversation
With
at
the neighbors,
wall.
right?
Yeah. And then she's gone. She got knocked out of the little bubble that we...
I think that's going to give her powers. Her getting knocked through or whatever. Because that's Monka.
At least it's visible.
Can you look up...
What?
Photon? I heard this week they said it's going to be mind-blowing. That's what they're teasing, that this 4th episode is going to, like... Well, we're getting
Monica Rambeau.
Yes, I know that's her name, but, like, how does she get her powers and all that kind of good stuff? Because she becomes Captain Marvel at one point as well, too, I believe. She definitely was there to watch her, but I don't know if she got wrapped up in the world. Like, I think people can get in, and once they get in, you might fall under what's going on.
Yeah, but why would the neighbors be like, acting suspicious, like, but we are, or...
I thought they were going to say we are not real, but I'm like, then they have to have some kind of conscience to know they're not real.
Yeah.
But that's what makes me think Vision isn't real as well, and he's getting a conscience, like he got wrapped up into
he's
it.
Partially real. I think he's maybe. I heard a thing that maybe she's just hovering his dead corpse around.
Good lord.
That he's physically there, but she's put his being.
Because it's just because of the show that we see his perspective, but he seems to act more like a main character opposed to the other ones who seem like they are part of that world where they're not out of place.
I don't think they're not real. I think they're real people. I think they're just trapped in there.
Yeah. What'd you find out there, sir?
Fate came upon her one day when she gained superpowers after being bombarded by extra-dimensional energy produced by an energy disruptor weapon created by a criminal scientist.
So nothing related in the show.
No, but that could work.
But it could, yeah. She could get the powers going through the wall or going through the bubble, whatever the thing is.
Or interacting, just getting shot by Scarlet Witch while going through the wall.
Yeah, because we don't know.
That was
how
a
she
weird
bounced out.
Weird.
That was a weird scene.
That was a weird cut, because I thought that cut was going to show her go like sonic boom, hit her. But we haven't seen no violence yet, which is kind of funny. No, like, hitting, no...
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing of that sort. So I think they kind of are keeping that for a reason. And knocking her like that, I don't know. And that was in the trailer, the one with her head on the grass. And it looked like she looked at the camera, which was creepy. But in the actual episode, she just kind of looks to the side for a second and then rolls like her eyes back shut. Like she's knocked the fuck out. And then you see the fucking mob of all the trucks out there and all that. So we're going to... I feel by this next episode we're going to get more of a reveal of who's all out there, who's all working for
what's going
Sword.
on. Now,
Pietro being mentioned was kind of crazy.
Ultron?
Someone,
Anybody?
Ultron. I did find that odd
kinda-
how it just immediately went into let's get a little bit more straightforward. I was like, what the? I was watching that part
because like it was all course Brady Bunch the whole time, but
yeah,
it's weird that when that kind of broke the tension of the episode, and you're like,
does that say Hydra?
it
Yeah.
says Hydra.
Oh, I didn't
Hydra
actually.
stuff.
I didn't register that.
This is the weird thing, though, is to find the goddess within. I wonder if that relates to anything. You know how I was telling you about how I think there were some things that got repeated to her as she was a kid? Like, for the kids, is in my idea, is maybe something that was repeated by Hydra as if it was like some almost a brainwashing term that they were logicking out why they were treating them that way for the kids, for the kids, for the kids.
For the children.
For the children, I'm sorry.
Is that what? Did Ultron ever say that?
No, I'm not talking about Ultron. I'm talking about Baron Strucker's when they created them. Hydra created them. And so, I don't know. I think that maybe even the beeping from the other two trailers might have also had to do with that. It was a way to mind control them more.
I just think a lot of it is just her memories.
But I just think that the weird... When they find the goddess within is...
I mean, definitely the commercials are all going to play a part.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's been smart enough to really make a solid connection, but there may not be a solid connection. There might be just these hints just to remind you that, hey...
Yeah, well, we don't know where they're
It
going.
says Hydra soap made in the USA.
Maybe Hydra soap.
Or maybe Hydra's in the United States.
Well, yeah.
They were in the United
I
States.
know,
weren't
but I think it's just interesting that it's Hydra soap made in the United States.
they? You know they were, because...
I mean, they're probably still in the system, right? Hydra's still fucking around in the bucket down there somewhere, right?
No, I think Hydra never goes away. Cut off one head, two more come out.
You think Monica ran... Because they mentioned she doesn't live anywhere, but she talks about how the pipes in her house burst. Do you think she tried to go into that house under cover of water?
That's
Or
the
do you think
point.
she broke halfway through?
I don't know if... Like I said, some people I feel like are there, and then they snap out of it for a second and realize... Like, Scarlet Witch is just either... Or Hagatha, whatever her name is helping her or whatever to get these people to kind of stay there.
Geraldine?
Huh?
Geraldine is the character's name.
Who?
That chick that comes in and always talk. No, Geraldine is.
No, she's not
Monica.
that. Her name is
sorry.
Agathis.
I doubt it's Agathis, but.
Or it's Agatha. It's something like that.
What I do find odd is how in this one, neither one of them cares to hide their powers.
But it's weird that they showed the black guy again after the last episode, the talent show, I think, because people were already thought he was high evolutionary,
I just found a way to just
and they brought him back,
kept
which
sawing
kind of
through the wall.
made it odd to me that we just were questioning him, and I told everybody, like my cousin and stuff, like, nah, he's gonna be nothing, and then they brought him back, just him. And he's the one that was acting weird too. I would love for this show to keep opening up doors for other characters. What was the bee guy? Was it Swarm? I don't know. But this, we definitely got the idea. The Doctor, I was trying to figure out the Doctor. And the Doctor, is he not questioning that how fast Vision took him there? And
That's what I'm saying.
like, why are people playing along with it so much? You know, like...
now, like, because it seemed like they were trying to avoid that earlier on.
But also the fact that Vision's almost like panicking once he's realizing things. But that's why I feel like he may not be... I don't know. He may not be in on it, I feel. That's what I'm worried about.
I don't think it's real.
I don't think
still
any of it's real.
Yeah, well, maybe some of the people, because I don't know.
Like, I think
when
it's hard
she
to
got
explain.
shot out of the bubble, all you see is like tense vehicles. You don't see, are they in like an urban environment? Because maybe she took over.
It looks like she took over a city.
Like a city, or like
to me, it's like
housing complex.
It's like House of M to me. It's like it's not real, but then the characters are actually in there. They are in there, but it's all not real. They're living different lives and not knowing it. And how they wake up everybody is, Wolverine eventually gets to Emma and finally makes her convinced. And then once she could tap in people's minds, she makes every person she meet remember who they were. So I'm almost thinking that something like that has to happen. I'm not saying this is their house at M, because I think they want to go bigger. But I do think that all these people may not be aware or were stuck there. I mean, they keep going back to certain characters so much. They go back to the lady that everyone's like, oh, that's Emma Frost, or oh, that's Enchantress, or oh, that's Clea, Doctor Strange's lady. And she's got the husband with the big mustache, you know, that's kind of dorky. He keeps coming back too. So it's kind of weird to me that they're making an ensemble of a cast. So
maybe these were SHIELD agents that went in there, but they got sucked up into the world. Or
they could have been superheroes
or other people who try to go in there and then they get stuck in the reality.
So, just a few things from the last.
I don't know.
A few things from the last episode that
it's gonna be fucking fun to edit.
You know that the wife of his boss, right?
She's gone.
No, she shows up in this episode.
He's gone.
Yeah.
People think they took him out.
COVID.
Or he died.
Both. And then at one point, I believe,
because they make it clear to you to see that chair is empty.
Mm-hmm.
And he was choking last time they showed him. Oh, what was the weird thing?
She like has her purse in her hand, like she's gonna do something.
Yeah, she's about to get up, and once it goes cool, she puts it back down.
Yeah, that's hella sketch.
I think.
What's that on her pin?
I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. People were saying that it looked like someone in the middle, and then Wiccan and Speed on the other side. But the third one, there is that point where Scarlet Witch says something, or whatever her name is, Wanda. She's like, I'm starting to get worried. It was after Monica Rambeau got knocked out. And Vision sits down to her and he starts saying, like, I'm really worried. Da 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 da. And then she makes it rewind and go back and he gives a different speech to her. Where it's like, we'll be fine. This and that. Da 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 da. It was really trippy because Crystal thought the fucking TV messed up. Because one time we were watching it and it kept, I don't know why it would mess up on stream. But it was really weird because, God, I wish I remember what he was saying. But he was concerned about what was going on.
Wait, Thor's in this show?
Kat Dennings, yeah, she's gonna show up. She's working supposedly with Sword in this, which I hope we hope we get her released by this next episode, and we get Jimmy Woo as well. But yeah, I don't. Again, every episode's just.
Yeah, we'll see where this goes. I was telling Declan earlier how this show feel odd because if it wasn't Marvel, I wouldn't watch it.
Dude, I'd probably think it's shit. But the fact that
I'm just anticipating what are they gonna do next. That's all I'm doing is like, what? How are they lining this up?
I mean, don't get me wrong, as a show, like, let's say this is just a show about a girl with powers like Bewitch or something, it's okay. It's not super funny at points.
I mean, nobody's gonna
But the fact that it's Vision and Scarlet Witch, it makes it a little more humorous because it's like they shouldn't be in these scenarios because they're fucking, like, god-tier superheroes. Like, Vision's fucking crazy. Picks up Thor's hammer. Fucking Scarlet Witch fucking almost kills Thanos in game. So it makes
she almost kill him?
She starts ripping the fuck apart of him.
No,
and he calls down
the fuck apart of him.
Yeah, he has to call down the missiles on her, which is fucking crazy. But that makes it kind of like a little.
Just hitting him with a rock, so. Or does she grab him? I can't remember.
She raises him and starts peeling like his armor and pulling him.
Okay.
Like looks like a part. But anyways, yeah, I just feel like it's weird because I don't know if I'd really watch it, but that makes it more interesting because. These people are very vulnerable right now, and we're watching them be like jokes. It's almost like they're making fun of them. But since we know this is a warped reality, like everyone says, like the memes all come out where everyone's like doing the Leo pointing or something. It's like you're sitting there just waiting to figure out what's going on. You're trying to put every little thing together, which is interesting as a show. I won't lie. If every show was like this, I'd get annoyed. But the fact that it's just one show we're watching that we have to kind of look for Waldo while we're watching it, it's kind of interesting. But we're getting to the cool parts now where every like ending is getting like, oh fuck, it's getting real. Yeah. Now I think her battery's blinking. I think now we're getting to the point though where the endings are going to start coming a little bit more halfway through the show. Then eventually the show is going to just be starting like how the endings are. where we're in the real world and all that. Especially the part in the episode where she's like, we need to fight for what we believe in or whatever, and they both like take off flying in their regular clothes. The Halloween episode needs to come out soon too, where Vision dresses like Vision.
It's not coming out to Halloween, man.
It'll be here before.
What if they really delay it?
I would be really upset. So we'll see you guys next Halloween to watch that.
Yeah.
I think we'll wrap everything up because our battery's blinking.
What's the next generation? So we just got the 70s or the 60s.
We got Brady Bunch. They're gonna go to.
Brady's was 70s, right?
They're gonna go to, I believe, the Roseanne next.
80s and 90s.
They're gonna go to the Roseanne generation. I believe.
60s, so we're gonna go to the 70s next.
What would be 70s?
Or I guess Brady Bunch is 70s.
They could be jumping.
I think it's
farther.
gonna. Yeah, I think it's.
Because they weren't in the 60s.
Yeah, so
before the 70s.
No, yeah, 69. So it only have a half a year. So they would be the 70s, so we're on to the 80s then.
80s and 90s. I feel like probably in the 90s.
We're gonna do. I think it's.
No, they're not. I believe they're just following by decades. I don't think they're gonna.
I think
make 80s and 90s into one.
Well, what they could probably do
how many
is
are
they
left?
can end like they were in this because they
80s,
ended
90s.
one episode that they were in the 60s.
And then they changed the color.
Then they immediately changed to this one, the
Because
70s.
the colors got added to the TV.
Yeah.
Because they started producing shows in color.
But before that, it was color. It wasn't. The whole episode was not in the 60s.
Yeah, the episode was weird
Because it was like the house changed at some point into a different time period.
The magic episode was really weird because the way they acted and the way it was filmed, it was like definitely newer than how the
it
other
probably
one
went
was.
50s and 60s.
Growing Pains?
I'm telling you, the next one's gonna be.
Two Dads?
Huh?
What?
Two Dads.
What
about Two Dads?
I don't know. Two Dads. I'm just looking at these are the 80s sitcoms.
But we gotta see what the next episode
Two Dads is a not great episode.
Elf.
comes around.
Elf?
What are you talking about over there?
It's a sitcom. I'm just talking about 80s sitcoms here, man.
Yeah, see, if you read Ready Player One, they're very important to his clues and stuff, especially
yeah, I haven't read Ready Player.
Family Ties. If you read Ready Player One, you would know what the fuck he's talking about.
I know what Alf is.
Alf?
Alf.
What does it stand for?
Different Strokes.
Nope, doesn't stand for that. So that is it. Another fun time. Kind of just wanted to cover King Kong and Godzilla, really, but a lot of I told everyone I'm cool with King Kong Godzilla as a topic because I knew it'd branch out into a million other topics. Because I knew I would jump into Pacific Rim, I knew we were going to jump into Cloverfield, and all kinds of fun stuff. Because that's the cool thing about King Kong Godzilla. That
kaijus in general.
Yeah, just monsters, and we have already uploaded Super Fight where we all hang out and play. Not a podcast video, and it's part 1. You're going to see a lot of kaijus in there. It's a lot of fun. Even some people are jealous that they didn't get invited to play.
I bought a new board game.
Yeah, but fuck those people in particular.
What board game?
Called SC. It's an SCP board game.
What?
I don't know what that even means.
It stands for
Secure, Contain, and Protect.
It's a story. It's a universe that they created online.
It's a living story.
But it's like
you got a hype man?
Anomalies. Yeah, apparently he knows about it. That's fucking dope.
Everything you said,
but
you like
once it comes in, we can play for the next thing. It's fantastic. You should watch some videos.
It's a fakey, not real.
We'll look into that because we have our other secret podcast we're working on too. So we have a lot of stuff going on. But that is it because we are
almost dead.
Almost. It's time to purge.
We're all
do it.
That's our sign out. Time to purge.